welcome to Shelf Help. Today we're going to be looking at why you need a website if you're going to become a successful self-published author. And to illustrate this, I'm going to need a whiteboard. And as if by magic, one appears. Fancy that. So the basics of websites, and more specifically web marketing, all comes down to geography. So the answer to the question why you need a website, first off, is the fact that if you're based in the UK and you want to sell to someone over here, or you want to tell someone over in the US that you exist, okay, you can't do that on foot or car or by plane without spending a lot of money and a lot of time just on one person. So the beauty of the websites is the fact that this distance is just shortened instantly via computers, mobile phones, tablets, etc. So that is the first key and the first step to websites. The fact is that we can access anyone over here, or even just next door via a computer. So without it, without a web presence or social media or online retailers such as Amazon, you've got no hope at accessing these people. And that could be 90% of your sales. So that's the first port of call, is basically having a web presence to ensure that you're global. Now the second reason behind a website, again, very, very simple. Now in today's modern age, obviously most authors start with maybe a Twitter and a Facebook. They might say sell on Amazon or Kindle, or Kobo. Now basically the idea here is that these are quite hard to link, without kind of putting loads of links up in just text form. I mean, with Twitter, you've only got 160 characters to describe yourself and maybe add one or two links. So, where you might have to then follow a chain through. What is better is if you have a centralized hub, which is your website, your web presence, basically you online, actually just linking every single thing up, and you might have a few other sites like a YouTube or maybe other selling sites here. Why not have everything feeding back in so that you can have kind of like an information hub, as it were, with all of your stuff feeding back in and out, as people find you. So whatever way they find you, they can come straight in, go back out. If someone finds you on Twitter, you have your website link straight back in. They suddenly notice, oh, he's got a YouTube, or he's available on Kobo. I normally shop on Kobo rather than Amazon. That's great. So by having an informational hub, you maximize basically your exposure. Just like a spider's web maximizes the amount of flies it can catch. Very, very simple. Now, of course, it's very important to link all your digital facets together in one place via a hub, but it's also good when you're out and about. Now, I'm very keen for authors, even in this day and age, in this digital world, to get out and about and use, the traditional means of book signings and book fairs, or even just kind of mingling at your local party or what have you. So, what's the first question people always ask you when they find out you're an author? They ask you, what's your website? If you turn around and go, I don't have one, they're not going to really take a Twitter name from you. They're not really going to enjoy, you writing down your Facebook address on a napkin. They want to know your website, They want to know how they can contact you, where they can find out more about you. If you don't have a website, it's going to be very difficult for them to find out more. Word of mouth is probably the most important method of marketing, and websites are a perfect way to do that. People can say, hey, check out this website I found, or email a website. That's very, very strong and powerful marketing if it comes from a friend or a family member. So without having that website and that first initial point of contact with someone on the street, you're losing out immediately. So, in this case, inexcusable, get yourself a website. Now, the very last thing I want to discuss is the fact that your website, this lovely circle here, is the springboard for all the rest of your marketing. So, let's assume you've had a Twitter, you've got a Facebook, Amazon, Kobo here as we discussed, and you got yourself a website. These two are very good ways to build your fan bases, or as I like to call them, your friend bases. That's fine, that's brilliant, carry on doing that. Sales platforms, aside from using starred reviews and things like that on Amazon, or using customer reviews that people leave, aside from that, very limited in the marketing sort of area, and the same with Kobo. Now, what if you want to bring in, let's say, Mr. Press Agent over here, or a newspaper? If you want to build a mailing list, or if you want to put some reviews up. Well, the point is with these sites is that they're not very customizable. With your website, you can do it however you please, to any degree you want. You can put whatever you want up there, which is brilliant. So by having things like, let's say, press packs, okay? Mr. Press Agent or Mr. Newspaper over here can come along and download a press pack. That's a springboard right there. You can have, a form where people can fill out their details and join your mailing list, and then you've got an actual list of people, very targeted. You can use a mailing service like MailChimp. Okay, so that's another springboard there. So last one, using customer reviews on your book page of your website, where you've got all the links to places like this and plenty more. Okay, you can put customer reviews. So if people, again, the first point of call is the website, they can see what people have got. So that's, again, marketing. And this extends to any other sort of thing. You've got tour dates you can put up there. You can put your blog, and you can mark it via, the blogosphere. You can mark it in any other way. You can put merchandise up there. You can basically do what you want, when you want, how you want to do it. That is the beauty of websites, because it's you online. And, unless you're using something with very, very cheap and easy, you've got a huge amount of customization here and so many options. So that's it. That is, my entire discussion on why you need a website. My advice is to go out there, look at some web providers, or if you're lucky enough to know coding or know a friend who knows coding or that sort of stuff, or just basic web design, get out there, get yourself a basic website made and just start your marketing today. For me, it's the first port of call for my marketing, always was. It's the first thing I urge people to do when they're embracing the marketing. And you know what? It's not as hard as it actually looks, We'll cover that in a later vlog or shelf help post. And in the meantime, good luck. I hope I've been helpful. Cheers.